Okay, guys. So what we're gonna make is this little sanitizer bottle. We're gonna make it in two parts. One, we're just gonna have a threaded cap here, threaded there. We're not gonna worry about all the detail in the cap. I just want to get a general shape, hollowed out, inside threads, outside threads, where those will match up, and we should be able to do a cylindrical mate and put those two things together. Okay, so a couple things. If you notice the top here, it's got a little slant as it goes up to that. So we need to add that. All right, and then also at the bottom, notice it's a bit concave, if you can see that. All right, it just insets a little. So we're going to add that. You got nice soft edges, so we need to make sure we add some fillets. But I'm going to create the bottle, top two pieces, and I need to do it somewhat quick because I've got to be under 15 minutes. So essentially, this is what we're going to make. All right, this right here, slightly at the top here. Let me stop. Okay, slightly up, and then the bottom of it. All right, you have a bit of a concave there, which you can't really see. So, all right, to do this, once you try it on your own, need the video, use the video, but try and add those features, get it roughly in the correct dimension. But I'm going to create a part studio, sketch the bottom, and I'm going to start with just my cylinder. I'm going to make it 1 inch. Okay, let's extrude it. We'll make it 3 inches tall. Now, an important part, adding this concave, we're just going to sketch a triangle on this plane. All right, so front plane. I need to make sure I hit the use project to convert. Right now, that's the circle around the top. I want it to become a line across that plane. So project that line onto that plane. All right, and now I can just build my triangle. I don't care a whole lot about dimensions. I just want to make sure I get the correct shape. Now it's filled in, so I know I can do my revolve, that triangle, that axis, and there we go. Okay, then we're gonna do kind of the same thing on the bottom. So sketch, I still want the right plane or front plane. Convert that to the line. I'm gonna go up a little bit, and this time I'm gonna make it an arch from there to there, right about like that. Okay, revolve that face, axis right there, and we want to make sure we remove. Okay, if we remove, you can kind of see it there that it's cut out. Not that big a deal. All right, and then the last thing I want to do a fillet, kind of soften up that edge and that edge. Mine set at 0.05. Looks pretty good to me. Okay, now the cap part. All right, we need that cylinder right there for it to screw onto. So I'm going to first do an offset plane. All right, I want that top plane. Okay, and I want it to come up to here. We set that at 3 inches. So I'm going to offset it to 3 inches. All right, so now that plane is right through here, which is where I want it. Isometric view, so I'm going to build on this plane. So sketch that plane. I'm going to make a circle from my center. And right there, I'm at, let's go 0.7. Okay, extrude, sketch 4. Let's go up a 1/2 inch. So you should have your thread creator. All right. If it's not there, hit add custom features, search thread creator. That's hopefully there. If you did it, if not, click that one, and then it should pop up here. So we want our thread creator. I want it to go around this edge right here. Before we do that, let's go see if we can hollow it out first. Okay. Yeah, I think we have to do that before we thread it, or it'll mess our threading up. So now we want to go right there. Let's pretty big threads. Let's cut that down to maybe 0.1. See what that looks like. Looks good to me. So remember our top here, we made 0.7. All right, and then it's got 0.1 threads. So I'm good with that part. Let's create a new part studio. And then the cap, I'm going to make just very simply, just do a sketch. I'm going to create the inside. I'm going to do it probably a more difficult direction, but I'm going to go 0.7. So that lines up with the part we made on the other side. And then I'm going to do an offset. All right, right now that's 0.13. Let's do maybe a 0.15 offset, something like that. Extrude, just that part. And let's go 0.5. Okay, and then I'm going to sketch on that top there. I'm going to use project. Should already be there. I'm going to do that anyway. Put a point there so I can make a circle. And now I can extrude that. We set our offset thickness at 0.15. I'm going to do the same there. All right, and now we have our cap. Okay, but it does need to thread on the inside. So I'm gonna do my thread, select the inside there, and we change the other one to 0.1. All right, so hopefully those will line up. Let's go to our assembly. And let's insert the two parts. Okay. I need to name those. Let's go back into these. So let's rename this part. Let's call this the base. And then name this part. I'm going to call this the cap. Okay. So now when I go into my assembly, I want to insert part studio. Okay, so remember we have all our different types of mates. This one, cylindrical, does a revolve and it goes up and down. So if a cap is spinning on and off, it needs to do both those things. So I'm going to click that right there. That's the center and top of that circle. And I want it to mate up with the center part of my circle. So, I need to change our thickness there a little bit. Okay. That 0.15 may be a little bit much on that. So going back into this sketch. Let's change that to 0.1. That may mess up my threading. All right, that looks all right. raise that up a little bit. So now I can see the two different pieces threaded together. Take a screenshot of that and submit it as your work. Have a great day.